The LKY school is obviously considered to be one of the best, if not the best, public policy school in the region. So it's a great honor for me to join the group, a bunch of distinguished econ and finance professors. As an MAS term professor, through this visiting position as well as collaboration that I have established between Hong Kong academics and Singaporean academics, I can enhance my understanding about this region, ASEAN, as well as the Singaporean economy. The RCEP, in my opinion, has been successful already by itself because the 15 economies decided to join force to rebuild supply chains in the region through signing this biggest regional trade agreement ever. So it is symbolic, it is important because it was signed during COVID, when many countries are putting protectionist policies, when many countries become more inward-looking. And some people even argue that the RCEP is one of the most inclusive free trade agreements because it allows different countries, despite their differences, to join one single FTA. Some of the member economies having perhaps better relationship with the US, right? Namely Japan, maybe South Korea, and then some in Southeast Asia. So obviously China and the US are not in very positive relationship right now. So for China to play a more active role in connecting these member economies as the largest economy in the region, as well as how to promote more trade relationships with RCEP members, requires some effort. And I think what helps is that China is consistently saying it is still supporting multilateral activities and multilateral organizations. China may be able to use those kind of initiatives to overcome some of the geopolitical challenges. So that remains to be seen. A very important component about modernized trade is digital trade, or at least digitized trade processes. When constructing the index for a country to be digitally prepared, they need to satisfy at least 5 different broad areas of transformation. They have to do more on educating the human capital to make them to be more digitally prepared. They have to build new infrastructure. They have to harmonize their regulations. So in the ranking, Singapore is ranked #1, and other economies may not be doing as well as Singapore. So for an economy to climb up the ranking, they have to look at which of the 5 categories that they are not doing as well in order to make themselves more attractive to investors who are excited about the digital economic transformation. In the 21st century, we are talking about new economies with a lot of innovation, and some of them are digital technologies. It is very important to get IPs to continuously innovating themselves, as well as try to sell in one of the biggest economies in the world. So I can see huge demand for foreign companies who want to buy mainland Chinese IPs in order to sell in China safely, legally, and effectively. But I can also see a lot of mainland Chinese companies who are now quite innovative and technologically advanced. They want to expand their businesses in Asia as well as the rest of the world. So they also need to acquire foreign IPs to do that. So Hong Kong, given its geographic and strategic position, can play that role as the IP trading hub, allowing the West and the East to meet again through IP trading. With the geopolitical tension that we have seen in the last few years, it is true that Hong Kong has suffered quite a lot of geopolitical storms. And some may even say that Hong Kong is at the eye of the storm. It requires quite a lot of wisdom for the Hong Kong policymakers to think of solutions to transform or to reinvent Hong Kong to a different Hong Kong. The question is how and what it would become. I think it would be very difficult for Hong Kong to play its traditional role to connect the Western capital and the Chinese projects. Hong Kong probably needs to diversify its portfolio in terms of trade and also in terms of finance. So there are new markets, like new investment opportunities arising from the Middle East, and Hong Kong may be able to play that role as an investment hub to channel some of this investment and capital into high-tech and advanced manufacturing projects, especially in the Greater Bay Area, in the southern part of China. So I'm still very optimistic that Hong Kong would remain an international financial center.